This video is part of my mini-series on positive psychology. In the previous video, I explained psychological strengths, and in the next two, I will recommend ways to resist negative thoughts and general things you can do to improve your well-being. In this video, I will talk about stress management. My name is Jouni Vilkka, and this is my channel, TFF Teacher from Finland. Please subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Everyone experiences stress during their lifetime, some more than others. Since it's an unpleasant experience, you probably don't want to experience it, and if you do feel stressed, you try to make it go away. When faced with unpleasant experiences and situations, you may automatically, more or less subconsciously, use defense mechanisms in an attempt to regulate your emotions and reactions. These defense mechanisms will often be less than ideal, sometimes even harmful for you. I will discuss them at another time. There are also ways of coping with those unpleasant emotions and stress that you can consciously choose to use, thus hopefully also avoiding the use of the subconscious defense mechanisms. These coping skills or methods can be learned, and you will already have used some of them. You may find some more suitable for you than others, but can perhaps also adapt completely new ones. There are many methods, and they can be categorized into two groups: emotion-oriented and problem-oriented. As you might guess, trying to alleviate the emotions and feelings caused by stress are called emotion-oriented methods. This approach can lead to problems, even for your physical health, if you use unhealthy means, like drinking alcohol or eating sweets, in an attempt to self-medicate. It can also lead to avoiding or downplaying the actual problem, or seeking approval from others in a harmful manner. But if it is all you can do about the problem, then alleviating the symptoms may of course be reasonable. In general, the wiser course of action is to use problem-oriented methods that seek to solve the actual problem causing the stress, instead of just trying to deal with the symptom. It is of course possible to do both, and sometimes that might be the best choice. I will now suggest some problem-oriented methods that you might want to try if you haven't already. First of all, you can address the stressful problems head-on. You may even be able to anticipate them, allowing you to prepare for them. Note that all stress isn't bad for you. The purpose of stress is to increase your abilities, heighten your awareness, improve your physical performance, and so on. It is thus good to experience the right amount of stress in given circumstances. And if you can prepare for the situation, you can take advantage of the stress as well. In fact, acknowledging the purpose of stress is already a potentially useful method. It may be useful for you to try to analyze your stressors, especially if you realize that you are showing symptoms of stress, such as irritation, without knowing clearly why that might be the case. You can, mentally or with a pen and paper, list the different stressors, causes of stress, that you are enduring at present. Physical pain or illness is a pretty significant stressor, for example. Other stressors might include additional tasks at work, an annoying coworker, a pebble in your shoe, marital problems, an exam next week, and so on. If you can actually anticipate potential stressors before you have to endure them, you may even be able to avoid them by dealing with the issues ahead of time. Study throughout the course, so you know you have done what you can to pass the exam, instead of just spending the days before the exam panicking because you didn't study earlier. I will return to studying tips at the end of this course. Figure out what makes your coworker annoying and change that. Or see if you can work with someone else. In general, try to solve the problem before it actually becomes a problem. If you were unable to predict and solve or avoid the problem before it causes you stress, you can still solve it later, of course. If you find it difficult to do, others might be able to help, so ask for help. People, at least the smart ones, tend to be helpful as it makes them feel useful and important. The help of stupid people you don't want, as it is unlikely to be useful anyway. Talking to others about the problems causing you stress is also good in itself, as it might already enable you to relax. You should just remember that merely talking about a problem is not actually solving it. But since you are likely to experience some unwanted stress on a more or less regular basis, being able to talk to someone, a friend or a psychotherapist, can be a problem-oriented way of reducing the stress to manageable levels. Even if you can't really talk about the stressors, perhaps because you are sworn to secrecy or bound to confidentiality by law, you may still benefit from merely spending time with friends and loved ones. They may sometimes cause you stress and worry as well, but as long as the relationship isn't dysfunctional, it should have a clearly positive effect in your life. Having friends not related to your job would be a good thing, because with them you can take a complete break from work, which might be difficult with your work buddies. That conveniently leads to the next point. One of the main causes of stress is work, and especially the difficulty of separating work from leisure. If you have your dream job, for example, you manage to make your hobby your job, it might be that you find yourself spending all of your time at work. You won't have time to relax and recuperate, leading to stress piling up. My point is that you should find a way to keep your work and leisure time separate and make sure you have enough time to actually rest. Having hobbies that are not monetized, that you only do for fun, is a good way to ensure that you have something to do for stress relief. It might be something you can do with friends, and a way to make new ones as well. Even if it is something you do on your own, the point is that it enables you to take your mind off the stressful things. A healthy way of life in general helps reduce stress. That includes healthy eating, not drinking alcohol, or at least only drinking in moderation, and preferably also some physical activity like a sport. Unhealthy eating habits are likely to add stressors, while being physically fit makes you feel energetic and good about yourself. Hangovers from drinking too much add to your stress, prevent recovery, waste time, and keep you away from solving your problems. Intoxication in general is likely to just cause you a lot of completely unnecessary problems. Physical exercise can cause pleasant sensations in itself and also, on the long run, enable you to feel accomplishment. Just make sure you know what you are doing and don't injure yourself, at least not too often. Just taking a stroll in the park or otherwise enjoying the outdoors in a relaxed manner is one of the best ways to alleviate stress. In this video, I talked about stress management. Previously, I talked about psychological strengths, and in the following two videos, I will discuss ways to resist negative thoughts and general things you can do to improve your well-being. Bye for now. If you wish to support my channel, please click thumbs up, subscribe, and share my videos. Any comments on the videos would also be welcome.